In this day and age, you can find a lot of information, wisdom, and knowledge on how to become the best version of yourself, how to improve yourself. And in general, if you happen to this area of self-improvement on YouTube or any other platforms, you will come across words like low value, high value, alpha male. Without making it too cringe or too obvious, I'm gonna be teaching you how to not become a low value weasel type of guy. First things first, what is a high value man? Guy who has a lot to offer. He might be rich, he might be good looking type of guy, accomplished, disciplined, based, etc, etc. And what is a low value man? That's the focus of this video. Immature, cringe, broke, out of shape, unhealthy, boring, shy, not taken care of. Now let's get the obvious out of the way. Of course you should be well taken care of. Of course you should be resourceful or generous enough to be able to pay for a dinner or for a date. Of course you shouldn't indulge in junk food every day and make your TV shows or your Netflix the main priority or hobby in your life. Those are not the things that we're going to be talking about. What are other things that make you low value? Like what are the things that you don't necessarily notice, but they still make you low value? They still make you a person who is not full of confidence, full of resources or abundance in his life. What are the things that make you low value? This video is about how to not be a low value man. Let's hop into it. So as I said, there are deeper psychological like underlying issues or underlying behaviors that can make you low value. And these are constantly seeking pleasure, seeking approval from other people, being too agreeable, not caring about much at all. Number one, constantly seeking pleasure. Be ruled by time. Plutarch. As a human being, one of the biggest resources that you have, in fact, the most important resource that you have in your life, besides family, besides your health, is gonna be time. Time is the biggest asset that you have. People who are super rich, who are billionaires, millionaires, rich people, they do not trade their time for money. Money is simply not as important as time. Because guess what? You can get money anytime. You can multiply money. You can lose all of your money. You can get it back. Time is gonna be the biggest asset that you have. Make no mistake, in your 20s, in your 30s, even when you have a lot of resources, when you have time, youth, energy, and exuberance, quite a lot of your energy has to go into working. And by working, I don't mean working for like company or corporation or studying or university, whatever. I say working as a method or means to build yourself up. If you're starting an online business, all of your money and time and resources have to be poured into that thing. But 90% of people, like majority of the guys that I know in my life, which are even like kind of a bit accomplished and they have their like head on the shoulders, they're pretty smart, they still waste a lot of time doing unnecessary bunch of shit like playing video games and cheap entertainment, just wasting their life away, wasting their time away, doing nothing important. I repeat, social media, junk food, sweets, video games, TV shows, consumerism, constantly indulging in these type of things, constantly looking for pleasure doesn't get you anywhere. Do you think successful people waste their time seeking pleasure? Do you really think that they're running after girls? Or maybe they're finishing their level 5 on some Assassin's Creed or Warcraft? Obviously, all of the people who are accomplished, they had to put some work in it. Athletes like LeBron James or Cristiano Ronaldo, what do they have to do in order to become the top of the chain? The most successful football players, if they wanted to, they could just easily spiral down the road of misery and failure, and they have all the achievements so far, for example, by the age of 25. And if they didn't do anything spectacular, just like sticking to simple stuff, sticking to a routine, not seeking pleasure that much, not going out partying all the time, not spending their money on a bunch of stupid shit, if they were doing those things, they wouldn't be legendary and superior to other people. Again, I repeat, nowadays, one of the biggest enemies that we have in our day-to-day lives is gonna be cheap entertainment. It's constantly looking for pleasure, constantly trying to make your brain satisfied with some type of fast, cheap dopamine. If you even like think about these things without me talking to you, take a moment and think about it. If there's a gamer, do you think that other people are gonna think of that gamer as like, ooh, that guy's impressive, he does like amazing stuff, he's an architect, or he's an athlete, he's a footballer, he's a businessman, he's an entrepreneur? No, like nobody really cares if you play video games or not. Nobody cares what kind of like Gucci or shoes or jeans you're wearing. Those things are simply not interesting or not important enough for other people to care. So why should you indulge in those type of activities if people you're trying to impress are simply not impressed by those things? The wisest thing for you to do in this type of situation would be to flip the table. Instead of constantly seeking pleasure, constantly looking for some type of cheap, excessive dopamine, go out there and make someone's life better. Go out there and build something for yourself. Get some experiences, failures, build yourself up and become successful. That's one of the ways how you can go from low value to high value man in 180 degrees. Besides that, what also makes you a low value man is gonna be seeking approval from other people, seeking validation. You always need someone's approval to live your best life. You always need someone's opinion that, hey, this is good enough, you can do that. Instead of like starting something new or like a venture or business, or maybe you wanted to start hitting the gym and get some results. Instead of doing those things, you obviously always need to have some validation from other people or approval. Like they have to say, hell yeah, you can do this, you got my approval. It kind of puts you in an endless and vicious cycle of you always being scared of other people judging you. If you are afraid to take risks, or if you're afraid to live your life in your own terms, if you're afraid to, for example, move from one place to another one just because people are gonna judge you. Hey, you know what? This guy is strange. This guy is weird. Like, he's a weirdo. Who cares? None of that matters. Even if you do something weird or crazy or stupid, like, I swear, people might think about you for a couple of seconds and then they're gonna forget about it. So if you feel like you always need some validation or a green light from other people for you to take action, you are probably not so confident and determined. People might be judging you. They might say shit to your face, but it doesn't matter. They do not put food on your table. Opinions of other people doesn't make your life any better. So instead of valuing other people's opinions, decrease it and value your own opinion. What do you actually think about the situation? Or if you are afraid to start something new, instead of always procrastinating it, ask yourself this question: will I regret this decision after 5 years or 10 years? Or will I regret not starting it because of the people's opinions? Because I was afraid that people might judge me. So as you can see, high value people do not really care about other people's opinions. They do whatever they want to do. So it's always their decision at the end to take whatever action that they want to take. Sign number 3 that you might be a low value man is gonna be being too agreeable. Jordan Peterson says usually like successful people who have accomplished a lot, they are not too agreeable. They don't agree with people that much. It doesn't mean you just have to be like a jerk who is always rude to people, who always rejects their ideas and doesn't propose anything else. It means that you have some type of vision or some type of idea in your mind and you're not easily willing to give that up. You're not willing to give your place to someone else just because they want your place. In life, we have quite a lot of situations when we are too agreeable or even too nice to other people. I honestly don't have any problem with like walking away and just saying like whatever. Unless it's something that really bothers me or triggers me, I really have no problem with just like saying, you know what, it's okay, whatever. But in some other examples, it really does make sense to stand your ground, be firm in your position, be firm in your opinions, and not be too agreeable. Number 4 is gonna be not caring about much at all. If you have noticed, nowadays the generation is a very strange one. We always say, hey, you know what, I don't care, whatever, couldn't care less. And it just kind of gives you this fake sense of superiority over other people. Like, it's kind of hip to say I don't care. But I do realize that sometimes it's just a defensive mechanism. People say I don't care just to seem as if they're better than you are. But you bet it is very important for you to care about some things. Not caring simply means you don't have any responsibility. It means you're kind of immature and childish. You don't want to take responsibility for your job, studies, or for your profession, or for your future. You might say, hey, you know what, I don't care. Just go and cheat, lose your job, and get fired, or not be like productive, etc., etc. Like, all of the things are really important for you. You have to be on top of those things. On one side, you could call it being responsible. On the other side, it simply means being an adult male. So if you don't care about many things, I don't care. Who cares, right? If you don't care about your appearance, your clothes, if you put on some cheap dirty shoes on your feet, if you're overweight or skinny, you don't have any muscle mass, if you are out of shape, if you look like you didn't even shower, what does that do to your appearance? What does that do to your confidence and perception of other people about you? So as you see, you have to care about some things. You have to take responsibility for some things. Just saying I don't care is simply avoiding some responsibilities and some necessary things for you to do. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you in the next one.